orbieu Group is the first French cooperative group in the wine industry in France. Why are we the first one? It's because we own the biggest vineyards, 10,000 hectares of vineyards, so which makes us the biggest one in terms of size of vineyards. Basically, you have 1,500 wine growers, individual wine growers. They grow grapes. They bring these grapes to 11 wineries throughout the Languedoc area. So these wineries, basically, they make wine, different kind of wines, all kind of wine you can find in Languedoc area. And these wineries, they supply to us, where we are sitting here, bottling lines. They supply the wine, and then we bottle it and we do the marketing of it. What makes us a bit specific is that the wine growers, they are the shareholders and the suppliers. We have a total control from end customers or importers from the vineyards itself. We control the whole chain. 10,000 hectares, 1,500 growers, 11 wineries where we make wine. We can give instruction, we can follow the kind of grape, the area, we can follow very, very strictly any process, every step in the process, and then you have the bottling and everything, but the bottling is not the main key issue here. Languedoc region, historically this region is the biggest wine production region in the world. If you go back 30-40 years ago, 3-4 decades ago, the Languedoc was 500,000 hectares of vineyards. So at that time, definitely the biggest one. In the past 30 years, the vineyard size has decreased a little bit, not a little bit, by half. Now it's 250,000 hectares. But it's still remaining the biggest one in the world. Of course, you have other players, Australia, Chile, Argentina has grown up, even China has planted a lot of vineyards, all this, but Languedoc remains the biggest one in the world. 150 years ago, you had vineyards here, the yield itself, which is a major change compared to 40 years ago. This area was 500,000 hectares, producing 40 million hectoliters. Very big volume orientation. Quality-wise, it was not known as the finest you can find on earth, definitely. 30 years later, today, you can, first of all, now it's only 250,000, still remain big, but much smaller than before. As an example, I give you the average yield we have in our own cooperative. 10,000 hectares of vineyards, 500,000, a bit more, 550,000 hectoliters of wine. It means average yield per hectare, 50-55 hectoliter per hectare, which is very small compared to other regions like Chile, like Central Valley in California, like very small quantity per hectare if you look at it. So small quantity usually means quality. The varietal wine, the wine for daily life, easy drinking, what do you expect from this region? Two things. First, you have good value for money wine. Second, you have a great variety of varietals, which you may not know, they are not that popular. For example, you have, of course, Cabernet Sauvignon, you have Merlot, you have Chardonnay, you have Sauvignon. Definitely you have these world stars, but we have a lot of others. Originally here you have Marcellan, you have Grenache, you have Syrah, Shiraz, you have a lot of variety of varietals. And this is also a good value here, because you can blend nicely different style. You have also some sweet wines which you don't find anywhere else in the world, with Muscat. So you have a great variety of varietals. And you have, of course, the basic stars of worldwide stars. And definitely at good value for money, in any aspect. Then you have the more AOP, AOC system with more origin kind of wine. Of course, if you look at France, you have Bordeaux, you have Burgundy, you have Rhône Valley. Here you have Corbière, you have Fitou, you have Languedoc itself, which is also an AOP. You have Saint-Jean-de-Minervois, which we saw we had a visit there. You have some other like Saint-Chinian. These are small, tiny places where you produce AOP style wine, which means strict control, very tight control on the yield, on the winemaking process, and all this. So in this region, you also find this kind of wine with a style, with a specific profile in terms of taste, and also for very good value for money, because more or less it's more or less the same price level. The whole thing in the Languedoc, not very expensive overall. So this is how I would describe best this region. If US knew better our offer, I think the response would be better. Because so far I don't think it's so known. If I got a chance to make them excited because they can taste our wine, I think it's great. And how we do that, of course, we have a strong partnership with Pasternak, so it's the first step to enter the market. If you don't have anybody to move your wine in the market, you can't do anything. My way of seeing is not make wine and try to sell it, is see the customers, the partners, what they want, how they see the trend, and then offer them what makes sense and some kind of excitement. You know, Val d'Orbieu itself is 10,000 hectares of vineyards spread out through the area of Languedoc. These 10,000 hectares, they produce around 600,000 hectoliters of wines. These wines are bottled in two different industrial facilities, one where we are sitting here today, Narbonne, another one in Béziers, more or less the same size. Overall, we produce 150 million bottles of wines. We produce 5 million bag-in-box, you know. We produce 20 million Tetra Pak, small Tetra Paks, you know, this kind of, looks like milk, but it's wine. So this is our total output. In terms of money, the total turnover of the group is 250 million US dollar, a little bit more in fact, it's 260 or 270, but depending on the exchange rate. So it's, let's say, 250 million US dollar. We have, in terms of employees, we have 275 employees in our two different industrial facilities. We have 70 employees in the 11 wineries which are making the wine, you know, of our 10,000 hectares. On top of that, this is our own production. We buy 900,000 hectoliters of wine in other places, southwest of France, Bordeaux, Rhône Valley, which we bottle here in our facilities. So altogether the group is 250 million US dollar turnover. It's 1.5 million hectoliters of wine sold and 600,000 hectoliters that we produce ourselves in our 10,000 hectares. This is the main key figures of the group. We're celebrating the 20th birthday this year.
Nice.
It has been the first wine, Languedoc wine, getting more than 90 points in the Parker, rated by Parker. It has been growing step by step over the last 20 years. Today we are very successful in 7-8 markets: Japan, Germany, Denmark, China, and we believe a lot in this brand. We're working on a new kind of modern labels. We're working on the wine style, the style of the wine, I mean. So definitely for us it's a driving force in terms of image, sales, profit, marketing. Definitely it's our flagship, and we'll push it and put more effort on it definitely in the future. Recently we did a mythic range with two varietals. On the white mythic we did a varietal with a varietal from the New World and a varietal from Languedoc, and mixed them these two. The Old World meeting the New World in one bottle, called Duo Mythic. And for the red we did the same. We took a Shiraz from the New World, let's say, and we took one of our very traditional grape here, we mixed it and we make another kind of two varietals in one bottle, called Duo Mythic. This was a few years back, and 2 years ago we launched the Mythic Languedoc, the more generic type, much growing wine, white, red, rosé, which we launched in France only, and we reached last year 1 million bottles. So it was a very good success. So we are working hard on how to do varietal, different kinds. We are really working hard on that one. Very interesting one. And we also work with two labs. One of them is called Dubernay. Dubernay is also a shareholder in our, because he's also a wine grower, so he's also a shareholder in our group. He's the number 3 lab enologist wine laboratory in the world. He invented many wine process analysis, many machines to analyze wine. He's one of our shareholders. More than 20 people, technicians or oenologists, they go around the vineyards, these 10,000 hectares of vineyards. Some of our oenologists, they're all employees in our company, but they are kind of flying winemakers. They go from, today they go to Saint-Jean-de-Minervois, tomorrow they go to Corbière, and they go and see the vineyards, they go and see the wineries. This is one kind. Another kind is the technicians who are really in the winemaking process when it's harvest time. They go to the 11 wineries and they make sure how the wine is made and all this. And then we have another 2 or 3, 5 even technicians here, and the same in the other side, which are on the quality control side, to go from the grape to the cuve and to the winemaking and to the bottle. Quite a big army of oenologists. Yeah.